Hi and welcome to this circuit. So today we're going to be looking at going through and completing 6 exercises in total. This here really is more so from a posture point of view and just to get you a bit more aware of some of the areas around your body when it actually then comes to completing a proper exercise workout. So this should only take anywhere between sort of 5 to 10 minutes for you to go through at the very, very most. I'm going to do this in real time with you, so you can pretty much just go through this whole video now, copy me, copy my technique, and also just take on board some of the advice I'm giving you when doing these exercises. So first of all, what we're going to be looking at completing here is a glute bridge, and this doesn't involve the resistance band in which I'm holding, but we'll be doing the glute bridge first, really just to make sure that your bum, your hamstrings are activated properly. When we're sitting down more regularly now, this can be a bit more of a problem. If you're not activating your glutes properly or your hamstrings, you may find that you may have some lower back problems in the oncoming weeks when exercising. So we're doing that exercise first. Secondly, after that, then we'll be looking at doing a banded upright row. So we will be using this bit of equipment, and if you don't have one, you will need one of these. I would probably recommend either the black or the red ones. The purple ones are a bit more difficult, and the green are even harder. So yeah, if you want some more information on that, just message me afterwards. Thirdly, I should say, after that, then we're then moving on to a standing row. So we'll be going through this as well in a bit more detail, but this will involve the resistance band as well. After that, then we'll be looking at external rotations. You'll just need some light weights for this. And I've really just done these with, I've got 2 cans of coconut milk because I don't have any weights. So just grab something that's reasonably light, two of the same thing. After that, then we'll then be doing a stretch for the groin, and finally then we'll then be doing a really quick stretch for the chest and the shoulder. So that's pretty much the whole circuit. We're now going to go through this from start to finish. Okay, so first of all, we're going to be completing the glute bridge. This one here, we're going to be looking at doing 20 reps of this, and each time at the top of the movement, we want to focus on holding for a second. So what you want to do first of all is just get yourself lying down on the floor and get your heels pretty close to your bum, so there's about a hand's width between them. All you then want to do is keep your feet then about shoulder width apart at the bottom, keep your head back, and then we're just going to thrust your hips as high as you can to the roof. Hold at the top, try and squeeze the back of your legs and your bum, and then back down to the floor. So now we're just going to complete 20 reps. So you can start with me now in real time. So 1, hold and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. So remember, we're just holding it at the top each time, squeezing the bum, squeezing the back of the legs, and then back down to the floor. So that's 8. Keep it nice and controlled. 9, and really try and extend the hips at the top of the movement. That's 10. 11. 12. Good. Really think about the muscles you're working. 13. 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, and the final 2, 19, and 20. Cool, so that was exercise 1 completed, and that is the glute bridge. Okay, so now exercise 2 is going to be a banded upright row. So like I said, for this exercise you're going to need a resistance band. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same one as this, but you don't really want something that's too weak or too strong. First of all, what you want to be doing here is stepping your feet into the band. So getting it out like so. Putting one foot in here would make it easier. If you want to, you can put both feet inside. But I'm going to show you an example of 1 foot to start with. So just 1 foot inside the band, grab both of your hands at the top of the band and keep the band tucked in as tight towards your chest as you possibly can. Then all you're going to do then is raise this band as close as you can to your chin, but while keeping the elbows high. So you shouldn't be raising from the wrist, the elbows should be coming up. So you can see when I'm at the finishing position at the top, my elbows are higher than my shoulders and they're roughly in line with my ear. Hold for a second and then release back down to the bottom. We're now going to look at completing 15 reps. So same again, go with me at the real time and try and stay at the same pace. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So 1 and 2. Every time we're holding at the top for a second. 3. Good, and that's 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Remember, if you find this a little easy, you can put 2 feet on the band instead of 1. Right now I've only got 1 foot on the band. Good, and we're now on 10, so we've got 5 more reps to go. Every time we're holding at the top for a second, keep the elbows really high and hold, and then back down and relax. That's 11. 12. 13. 14, and the final one. Nice and high with the elbows, hold, 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 and rest. 15 reps. So that's exercise 2 completed, which is our banded upright row. Okay, now, so with exercise 3, we're going to be doing a standing upright row. What you'll need here is just something to put the band around. So you could potentially put this around a door frame or something like that. But what I'm using here is just a metal drain pipe. So band through. So I put the band into half. I'm just going to put it around. So like I said, you can just find something to tie this around. Maybe it's a tree or anything like that. And you roughly want to get this in line with your belly button. Now what you're going to do is stand out to almost fully extend the arms, so there's just a little bend in my elbow. Now what you're going to focus on doing is keeping one foot in front of the other, and then pulling your hands as close as you can towards your stomach. But you want to really be focused on pulling not from the wrist, but more from the elbows. Hold, and then release back all the way back out until you fully extend at the elbows, and then pull again. When we get to the back of the movement, really hold it there for about a second or two and then release slowly. So now we're going to do this together. We're going to aim for 15 reps. So get the band in line with your belly, get your elbows pretty much straight, and then we're now going to focus on bringing the hands towards our chest, but we're going to be pulling from the elbow, so it's an arching movement, not from the wrist. So pull, hold, and then release. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, good, and every time we're holding for a second. 5, 6, and make sure you've got 1 foot in front of you to keep you stable. 7, and keeping your head in a neutral position. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the final one. 15. Perfect. There we go. So there we have our third exercise, which is the banded upright row. Okay, so exercise 4 is external rotation. So like I said, you're just going to need 2 light weights. Like I said, I've literally got 2 cans of coconut milk here because I don't have any weights at all. But these are probably about half a kilo to a kilo at the most. So you want something quite light. We're going to be looking at completing 20 reps here. And what we're focused on is externally rotating out, keeping the wrist tucked in tight towards, sorry, the elbow I should say, tucked in tight towards the body, and rotating out from the wrist. So the elbow should not leave your side at all times. Only go as far as you can possibly go. My range of movement is quite limited. I can't really go that far on this shoulder. Some of you may be able to find you can go a lot further without moving the elbow. So make sure that you hit your full range of motion. So what we're going to do here is tuck both hands up at this angle, keep the elbows tucked in, and then externally rotate out while keeping the elbow on your body and making sure that you keep your back nice and tight at all times. Hold it there for a second and then come back in. So I'll show you front on as well. All the way out and hold, and then back in. We're now going to go for 20 reps. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, Good, so remember holding out there all the time for about a second. 2. Nice and controlled. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Good, make sure that elbow's staying in nice and tight. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. Good, 6 more reps, we're almost there. 15. 16. 17. 18. Final 2, nice and slow, hold it. 19, and the last one. 20. Good job. So there we have the external rotations. Like I said, just 2 little small weights. If you have small weights, fantastic. If you don't, just grab like cans of beans or whatever, but make sure it's no more than about 1 kilo to 2 kilos at the very most. It needs to be reasonably light, otherwise you won't have any control. Okay, so we're almost there now. The 5th exercise we got, this one's actually a stretch, and this one's to really stretch out your groin. What you'll find is when we sat down quite regularly, the hip flexors will get quite tight, and this can sometimes irritate your back. So what we're looking at doing here now is just lying flat down on the floor, both legs out nice and straight, and then all I want you to do then is just bring one leg up close towards your stomach. You're going to, then with both hands then, tuck your fingers under another, grab hold of the knee, and then pull this tight in towards your armpit. We're then just going to hold this for 30 seconds each side. Now I'm going to change my angle just to show you, but I don't want you to bring this in towards your chest. We should be opening up the leg and bringing it out more towards the armpit, so there's room in between my groin to actually stretch my groin and pull my leg backwards. So we're now just going to hold for 30 seconds each side. So get yourself into this position. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So now 30 seconds, just pull it in and hold. Keep the other leg on the floor nice and straight. Keep breathing and just try and tuck in your knee in towards your armpit. Good, 20 seconds to go. Five, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now bring yourself back to the middle, so both legs nice and straight on the floor. Make sure your hips are nice and straight, and now bring the other leg up and repeat exactly the same. Just remember, we're not bringing it in towards our chest, we're bringing it in more towards our armpit. Ready, 3, 2, 1 and pull and hold. 30 seconds. Keep breathing and just hold it there. Good, 15 to go, almost there. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great, so there we have the 5th exercise done now, which is a stretch, and that's a stretch for our groin to make sure our hip flexors are not getting too tight. Okay, so the final stretch we have now is a stretch that's really going to help you to open up your chest and your shoulders, which is a good one. Right now, if we're sat down more regularly, we're on the computer, we're watching TV, we tend to be in more of a slumped position. So this is going to help you to open everything up. So So what you need to do really here, you can do this in like a door frame. I'm obviously outside here and just got a little pivot on the wall. So you really need to look for the same thing, but pretty much the same as a door frame would be absolutely fine. All you then want to do is walk up to the door frame first of all, and make sure that your hips are nice and straight, and bring one of your elbows up that's closest to the door frame, and keep it at that angle there so it's nice and straight. Hand running straight up the wall, and arm coming across in line, my elbow in line with the shoulder. All I'm then going to do is focus on pushing the hip outwards that's closest to the wall. So rather than me trying to lean in and stretch, I'm not actually going to do anything with my upper body. I'm just going to move the hip outwards and then start to move the head in the same direction as the hip. And then we're just going to hold that there for 20 seconds. So I'm going to come around and do that one more time. Get yourself in line with the wall. Bring your arm up and your elbow so it's in line with the shoulder, and let the hand run straight up the wall. So my hand's in this position on the wall right now. Then all I'm then going to do to stretch this, I'm going to focus on moving my hip out and let my head follow my hips. Hip out and head follow. And I'll hold that there for 20 seconds. So we're going to start now. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you also want to make sure you do this on the other side. So obviously for me, it's going to be a case now that I'm going to need to be in here. And I'm then going to, same again, I'm going to do exactly the same, but it's just on the opposite arm instead. And the focus is to move, push around and move out from my hip, and then let my head follow my hip. When you're doing this, you should feel it coming from like the shoulder and the chest. That is where you should be feeling it, around this area here. So put the pressure through the elbow on the wall, and then turn out from the hips and let the head follow the hips. Make sure you're really pushing against the wall with your elbow that's actually on the wall. So my elbow right here now has got some good pressure going through it, and I'm feeling it in my chest and my shoulder. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So that there is the final exercise, which is the stretch for the shoulder and chest. Like I said, you should roughly be feeling this around there. You want the elbow up in line with the shoulder, putting the pressure through the elbow against the wall, and then turning out with the hip and letting the head guide in. So that there is now the 6 exercises. From the top, we went through, first of all, the glute bridge. Second of all, then we went through the upright row with the resistance band. Remember, you're going to need a resistance band for that. If you want to ask me which one you think you need, just message me and I'll help you out with that. Then we also did the standing upright row, which you're also going to need a resistance band for as well. The 4th exercise then was the external rotations, which you just need some light weights, some rocks, some cans of beans, or even just some light weights if you do have them, but you don't really need any more than about 1 kilo to 1.5 kilos in each hand. You want to keep it nice and light and controlled. Then we did the groin stretch, lying down on the floor, and then finally we just did that stretch right there, which was, like I said, for the chest and shoulder. So that there is the 6 exercises. Aim to get this completed at least 3 to 4 times a week. If you want to start this and do 2 circuits once again, just start this video now from the first exercise, and we can run through it all again together. But I recommend getting this circuit completed at least 3 to 4 times a week, and try and do at least 1 circuit straight through. If not, do at least 4 to 5 of them exercises 3 to 4 times a week. That should be the aim right now.